All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Arena Football Statement. I am your shocked host, bringing you all the shocking shockedness that you so can't believe. And seems like something's missing. I'm gonna go drink a Sam Adams. If you guys want to keep up with arena/indoor football content all season long, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button and the little bell thing so you can be notified every time I publish something new. Today, I'm ranking the 14 teams of the Indoor Football League. Prepare yourself to be mad. As everybody knows, last year's United Bowl was a huge PR statement. PR. Stay down. It's a new season, all right? Just stay down, get back in your place. As I was saying, ow! Criminally, mercy, Myrtle, you guys settle down, all right? Look, I'll play nice. I'll be fair. Criminally. Let's get in the rankings so I can make you all mad, shall I? Number 14, the Northern Arizona Wranglers. You know, after a 1-13 season, there ain't no place to go but up. Shaking off the rust and the mossy undergrowth of a year ago, this team actually has made some improvements. And with a new head coach, they'll have less moss than they did a season ago. I do declare, offensively, it's hard to say what Barker and others will bring to the table. And defensively, they may not look like they're on the Atkins diet, but they certainly won't be the king and McQueen of the West either. But on the flip side, they'll likely triple their win total from a year ago, but still remain at the bottom of the standings. You know what I have to say? Keep climbing that mountain, Naz. Keep climbing. Keep whipping that rope, and someday you'll catch you a ship. Yeehaw! Number 13. You know what I say about expansion teams, don't you? That they suck? Well, guess what? The coaching staff on this one's actually pretty good. And truthfully, I don't know anything about the players on this team, but I know a little something about Vegas, you know? But you see, here's something we got to talk about, you know, because when better teams come to Sin City, what happens in Vegas gets recorded in the standings. But you see, poker-playing, Hawk Knight-looking dudes might spend more time in the casinos than out on the practice field, which Roy Choi owns some casinos, so maybe when his teams, San Diego and San Jose, come into town, they might spike a little of the punch at the casinos, you know what I'm saying? Gain a little competitive edge. So keep that in mind on your home games, Mike Davis. You're welcome. Number 12. The Bay Area Panthers. After 2 frustrating years of trying to get this team on the field, we're finally going to see them in 2022 from San Jose, the Bay Area Panthers. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. Look, it's hard to say whether the Panthers are going to be more like Bagheera.
Truth. I know the law, Bucks.
Or more like T'Challa.
You are wrong! All of you are wrong!
Corey Murphy's a good QB, Troy Evans a good receiver, but I'm not so sure about the supporting cast around these guys. On defense, Eddie Hamilton provides a really nice anchor. I don't know much about the other guys on the defense, but I do think that the coaching staff can rally these guys and make them actually squeak out a few wins, making them make a push for the playoffs toward the end of the season. Number 11, the Green Bay Blizzard. Look, there's 3 things I can guarantee you in life. Number 1, you're gonna die. Number 2, you're gonna pay taxes. Taxes, oh, taxes, oh, beautiful taxes. And number 3, the Green Bay Blizzard are going to come back year after year. Man, this organization rocks my socks off, and I feel very sad that I have to rank this team so low. They went 0-4 against Bismarck a year ago. Their first 2 games out the gate are against Bismarck. Bucks never seem to be afraid of Blizzards anyway. And outside of Shaquan Currenton, the Blizzard haven't made much of a splash in free agency at all. At least, I haven't seen it. Of course, they've got a lot of new guys, and they seem to like that.
Little brothers!
But one thing's for sure. No matter what happens, Coach Corey Roberson always puts up a good fight and rallies the troops, and he means business. So anything could happen with this team. Number 10, the Bismarck Bucks. A team from North Dakota, eh? Hey, look, this team made the playoffs a year ago. Their defense was solid, and if it wasn't for circulating 5 quarterbacks throughout the season, they may have made a deep run into the playoffs. But alas, things change when the Quad City Steam Wheelers come back, because it seems like half the team left to them. Coach Corey Ross, Sterling Clark, Mike Kerrigan, Malik Duncan, Darion Jackson, to Quad City. However, the Bismarck Bucks have signed Patrick Macon and Kenneth Magruder, automatically making their defense viable again. With nothing to report on what Zareel Hendrick is doing or how the quarterback play will be in Bismarck, it's just really hard to see this team making a run into the playoffs in 22. Number 9. The Iowa Barnstormers. Yes! Be mad at me, fans. Yes! Guys, I hate to say it this way, but DUCON Mill was one of the reasons that the Barnstormers even made it to the playoffs last year, and he gone. I love the Barnstormers. I've always loved the Barnstormers. It hurts my feelings to say that he gone. Hey, they've got a great receiving core in Eric Thomas, Keeslo Smith, and Kentrez Bell, but their quarterback sounds like a guy who was raised in a place where women swear a life of celibacy. But now let's get down to the truth of the matter. There's something about this team that's just magical. They just always find a way to be in the hunt, even though that their roster has a bunch of guys whose names I don't even recognize. Look, I know a lot of you guys are Barnstormer fans out there, so don't be mad when you know what, do be mad. I like it. I like you when you feed my energy that way. Do be mad that you will see more success in the American Underdog movies from the Barnstormers than you will in the 2022 season. That actually hurts my feelings. And now a word from our sponsor. Vincent's Vow, the movie. Yes, it's a movie I wrote and directed and produced. Yes, it's got global distribution. Yes, I also starred in it. And no, I am not funny. But I did show off some impressive football skills in it. Hey, you know, if you want to sign me, I'm open for it. Whatever the case, I hope you enjoy the trailer of Vincent's Vow.
You go on dates, kiss the girls, you have your little one-night stands.
It's come back.
But you ain't loved a single one of them, have you?
People fall in love, and they get married, and yes, they're usually very attracted to each other. But give them 10 years and 2 kids down the road, and they somehow fall out of love? What happened?
Get out!
And you see her, she's young, she's pretty, and you just want to use her young body for your pleasure, is that it?
Hey,
Stay away from my girl. Before you claim to love someone, you need to find out what love is.
How would you define love?
Love is not having to hold your farts in anymore.
I learned a lot about love when I fell out of it.
Love is taking care of the poor. I've been studying and studying and studying, and I cannot find an answer to the love question. I've always had feelings for people, but I've been asking myself, is love a feeling? And when you lose that feeling, how do you love when you don't love?
I need you.
She was my everything, my rock, my conscience. Is Evangeline alive? I believe so. Why does it hurt me to actually attempt to love somebody?
True love never hurts anyone. Longing hurts. Selfishness, jealousy.
You have a fiance? A girlfriend?
And who are you writing vows to?
Whoever I give this letter to, if she accepts, I will be committed to forever.
Love always protects. It always trusts. Love always perseveres. If you would like to see or own the movie Vincent's Vow, just click the link down in the description and you'll get a chance to see it. Thanks for your support. Let's get back to the rankings. Number 8, the San Diego Strike Force. What? An unproven team making the playoffs? That's right, I said it. Why? Because there's a lot of good veterans on this squad. Lift up your skirts, ladies, because what you're about to see, because Harvey Wright and Cousin Bubba are going to put up a great defensive wall. Because Daquan Brown's going to get pick sixes. Because Skylar Clinton and Marquez Hoodie Rogers, Bridge Shinola, and Tim Lucas are going to catch touchdowns for days. And no matter who's slinging the rock at quarterback, will be protected by Zion Jones and that green diamond Fale Tui Papai. Bombs away, baby! I'm excited to see this team play. Number 7. Sioux Falls Storm. Yes, yes, yes. Now I have some teams and fans mad at me. A Storm be a Bruin. Mercy Myrtle. Oh. Or perhaps a storm isn't brewing. You see, the Sioux Falls Storm, even though they've picked up a lot of the shock players, the stragglers, since they went out of business, or whatever it's called, they seem to have lost their identity. And I don't think they're going to get it back this year.
I would like to buy a hamburger!
And Carl Bivens and Brandon Rowe lead a very stiff defense, who also signed Jared Harris, who I reported in my last video signed with CIF's Mustangs, which means I'm terrible at research, which means my rankings really have no validity, and also means rather than be mad at me for my rankings, you should have sympathy that I'm no better at this than modern media. Alonzo Moore and Nathaniel Chavius add an automatic spark to the offense for the Sioux Falls Storm, so they could go anywhere. And perhaps the Sioux Falls Storm first-round playoff loss this year will be due to O-line and QB play. I don't know, but for that reason, Sioux Falls falls in Dummy Dookie's rankings this year. Number 6, we have the Quad City Steamwheelers. After a 2-year hiatus, the team is back in the Quad City, led by Corey Ross with all the glamour and the glitz of the past. Corey Ross's offensive mind and Kevin Rudd's hands mean touchdowns galore for this Mississippi River squad. And with Malik Duncan and his brother Darion Jackson on defense, there's gonna be a lot of offensive players in the IFL getting steamwheeled and have a hard time carving themselves up off the turf. Aaron Aiken and David Perkins are decent quarterbacks, and as long as Sterling Clark, the heart and soul of any team, is in the game, they'll have plenty of time to sling the rock. Boom, 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 boom. Steamwheeling into the playoffs. Number 5. Number 5. The Arizona Rattlers. Oh, baby, your hatred feels good. Yay, more fans hating the con. This one was a tough one. Don't be surprised, because nothing can deflate or motivate a team that loses 2 straight United Bowls on their home turf by 3 points. And then to have some of their team go to Canada and some to the USFL. Rattlers coach Kevin Guy and quarterback Drew Powell are magicians at squeaking out wins. But it seems that this team has become so one-dimensional running the rock that other defenses are catching on. I can see that the Rattlers have great defensive backs and great defensive linemen. and they've revamped their offensive personnel. But offensive is the key word here, okay? I just want Rattler fans to come hissing at me with their venomous, snake-like comments, and I'll just ignore them and skip over the top of them like a pioneer schoolgirl skipping in a field of daisies. Number 4, the Tucson Sugar Skulls. This is the most improved team from a year ago, and Dixie Wooten's Rootin' Tootin' Highfalutin squad has a quarterback now. And perhaps the IFL's best receiving core, featuring Quentin Pedroza. You know, Mike Jones might bury linebackers in the boneyard this year. And you know what? They've even got NFL talent to help their D. And they're looking for vengeance. If you look inside these Sugar Skulls, you'll see that they have their eye on the ship. Number 3. The Frisco Fighters. Coach Dolezal takes a hike. Billy Back comes over from Spokane, and he's got a great coaching staff to work with. And he's ready to pilot these fighters to another successful season. You know what they say? If you can't beat them, sign them. J.D. Griggs and Charles Williams lead a very intimidating defense. Ladarius Galloway is one of the most exciting running backs to watch. You add Speedy Noyle and T.J. Edwards in that backfield, and it will be one of the most confusing offenses to read. Their run game will be epic. You add in a decent receiving core, and like fighter jets, these athletes will look like missiles firing through defenses on 50 yards of fury in Frisco. Number 2.
Pirates took him 93 minutes ago.
How many Pirates?
25. Top mercs led by this guy.
The United Bowl champs are back. And the promoted defensive mind guru, Rayshawn Kaiser, the head coach. Hey, this defensive guru type coach could likely lead any pirate group back to the ship. Hey? The Drow to T.O. connection is the second best in the league, and it's back. You see Chucky and Harlan and Wooten, they'll pillage and plunder and pick at pick sixes. They got me hearties, yo. Making it back to the United Bowl. Need some rum. However, the girl matey, get yourself to that DCU center and watch the champs defend the ship, eh? Savvy? Bring up me hearties, yo-ho. Number 1, your Duke City. They were one referee call from going to the United Bowl last year, and this year I believe they are going. And this time there won't be a PR stunt to get in the way. Okay, so you've got the Davis to Davis connection that's going to be back and lethal, making a plethora of touchdowns for the Gladiators. They haven't missed a beat in their offense, and they have improved their defense over the offseason. The riveting Rattler rivalry reckons to be the best, most hot, sizzling matchups of the IFL season this year, and the Gladiators are fueled by last year's game in Phoenix.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
And there you've got it, guys. We've got an amazing matchup coming March 12th this weekend, and the IFL season is destined for greatness this year as long as the gas prices don't get too high. Pray for Ukraine, and let's be the best that we can be and give the most that we can, and that is my Arena Football statement. Touchdown. Well, howdy. Welcome back to Arena Football Statement. I do declare that I'm your bombastic, satirical, half-hearted, half-handsome host, Cowboy Con. And I'm here to gun down your CIF theories, so I'm packing some heat. A pirate's pistol? A pirate's pistol, guys? How many times do I have to tell you it's not an IFL video? CIF, wardrobe, props. Get ready, take 2, let's go.
Take 2?
Is somebody going to call action?
Action, Jackson.
Action, Jackson. After a tight Champions Bowl in 21 that was decided by 1 point, the CIF is destined for another great season. Special congrats to Ricky Burtz, Marvin Jones, and the rest of 21's Omaha Beef on winning their first championship. But let's not dwell on the past. It's that time of year again, and due to the fact that the Southwest Kansas Storm are hosting the Arlington Longhorns on Feb 27, it's time for Cowboy Con to do what he's good at sucking at. Namely, ranking year 2022 CIF teams before we get a chance to see them perform. Let's get started. Number 9, the Wichita For real? The Wichita Force are gone. I know. Don't dwell, let's not dwell in the past. I know, okay? Who do you work for? Yeah, that's right, me. Stay focused. That's what I've been telling you guys. Stay focused, all right? See, when you have 3 expansion teams coming to the same league, deciding which one's gonna have the least amount of wins is a carefully, intensely complex analytical process. Marshals, Tropics, Outlaws, analytical process. And due to my ability to break it all down, the Marshals are the worst in the league. Why? Because back in the Old West, Marshals always seemed 2 steps behind bandits and outlaws who rode Mustangs to steal beef quicker than a tropic storm and couldn't preserve the citizens' liberty. That didn't make a lick of sense. Oh well. Number 7. The Southwest Kansas Storm. The DC law couldn't keep up with bandits or outlaws either, and so they just rebranded to the Southwest Kansas Storm. Now you have this guy, this coach, Mark Timberlake. He might be very good for the organization, but he might have had just a little bit of a smaller talent pool to draw from. You see, quarterback Jalen Lowe is still with the franchise, and he may be, like Spirit, the stallion of the Cimarron. However, stallions might trot a pace slower than Mustangs. Number 6, the Wyoming Mustang. You see, head coach Michael Coleman understands that the competition is really stiff, but he's not about to back down like a whining little colt. You see, Jared Harris returns to the defense, looking for a lot more little sack lunches to feed his family. And Rashad Rocket Ridley returns rapidly, running through rickety riff-raff defenses. Defenses. I was always so bad with my R's. Sorry, Mom. But you see, better teams await the Mustangs. Number 5, the Topeka Tropics. Fun has entered Topeka, Kansas, whose weather is the furthest thing from tropical on this entire planet. So this brand new indoor football team is bringing the tropics to you. Derek Bernard returns to football, and he is way better than some of you may think, and automatically makes this coconut-touting, palm tree-loving team a contender. Head coach Tyus Jackson might have his hands full producing a good enough defense to actually contend for a championship. While they will do fantastic as an expansion team, not all things are bright and sunny in Topeka. And now, a word from our sponsor. With the FCF, USFL, and XFL taking over spring football, arena football may not get as many fans or have as much of a draw unless they do what it takes to get a TV presence and attract fans from all over the world before these other leagues are seen. A house divided against itself cannot stand. So unite for the survival of the game. Look into Fox-D Network and ASAP Sports ASAP, or you'll die. Boys. Just kidding, that was extra dramatic.
Let's get back to the rankings, shall we? Number 4, the Sioux City Bandits. Watch out for Elvis Presley and his boy named Sue. J.R. Bond's other team returns with the great coach Nerve Strobane, who always seems to put together a great defense. Now the QB play might determine how far this yard team goes. And these rootin' tootin', highfalutin', pistol packing, never slacking banditos are always in the hunt for the ship. And this band from Iowa don't owe a thing to nobody. They'll pillage, plunder, and picket any when they can, as long as they can at least corral the cattle in their own backyard. Number 3. The Omaha Beef. The champs from a year ago could win it all again, sure. But what kind of fake sports anchor that knows nothing about nothing would I be if I didn't cast a little bit of doubt, okay? How's head coach Marvin Jones gonna motivate his team for some pure, unadulterated, smash-mouth football if Dirty Dookie here doesn't say no repeat for beefies? So look, I'll be the first to acknowledge that the Corral's gonna have a pretty good defense, but Daddy Dukoff here thinketh the slaughterhouse won't be as offensive as I'm being right now. There's some bulletin board material for you, Coach Jones. Solid as the rock.
You're welcome.
Number 2, some patriotic homeboys we call the Salina Liberty. Could it be that the third time is the charm? After 2 straight championship games that came down to the final play, you can about guarantee that head coach Ron O'Neill is going to be pulling out all the stops. Hampered by the rules and the stiff taxes of King George's zebras, O'Neill seeks to be the George Washington of our time. And with names like Dontre Matthews, Kendrick Harper, Tyree Adams, and Tracy Brooks, you can about guarantee that the Liberty will be featured in Champions Bowl 7, playing against number 1. Can a returning team be considered an expansion team? In this case, I think not. Why? Because them Billings Outlaws have a winning reputation in their history. They may not have Chris Dixon on this squad, but they do have arguably the best indoor quarterback, speaking strictly by the numbers, Mr. Charles McCullum. You have a touchdown. You have a touchdown. Touchdowns for everybody. And they have old Rick Jones leading the defense. He signed with Naz? And they have Kawan Alfred leading the defense. He signed with Orlando? Why did I pick them for number 1 again? Why is it snowing? Guys, production design. It's a Western. Why isn't the sun shining? Why is there snow? Cut.
Take 2, 78.
The first in-league games take place on March 12th when the Southwest Storm visit the Omaha Beef. And in Iowa, there will be the Bond Bowl between the Topeka Tropics and the Sioux City Bandits. So get that merchandise, reserve them tickets, and get your popcorn ready. Yeehaw! Wahoo! Because it's going to be a fun 2022 season between the CIF teams, and you can send in your terrible comments for my hateful rankings, and that's my arena football statement. You're all fired. You're all fired. You're all fired. Man, this Blaze is dead.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365 365, we making up plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.